The night Mama Nena was buried, the air was too still. Even the goats refused to bleat, and in the silence that followed, the house came alive. They say when a mother dies, her spirit finds rest in the arms of the ancestors. But in the village of Enugu Agu, that is not always the case. The compound of the Nwokoye family once echoed with laughter, with the clanging of pots and the rustle of cassava leaves. Now it breathes a different sound. Footsteps at midnight, chains dragged across old floors, and a voice that whispers when no one is near. Adana Nwokoye was only 17 when her mother died. The night Mama Nenena was buried, the air was too still. Even the goat refused to bleat, and in the silence that followed, the house came alive. Adana began to hear things. First, it was the soft tapping on her wall. Then it was the scent of bitter cola nuts, Mama's favorite, filling her room at midnight. And then she saw her, Adana, softly. Mama, a shadow at the edge of her bed, coral beads clinking softly, eyes that were no longer of this world. Obiora, angrily. Adana, enough of this nonsense. Mama is dead, let her rest. Adana, but what if she didn't leave? Obiora, her older brother, had returned from the city to settle the estate. But what he found was not a home, it was a haunting. Doors slammed when no wind blew. The mirror cracked without a touch, and every night at 2 a.m., a voice sang the lullaby Mama Nena used to hum, but it echoed from under the floorboards. The villagers whispered. They said the Nwokoye compound was cursed, that Mama Nena had once done something unforgivable. And so they sought the only person who would speak plainly, the old priestess, Mama Ifeoma. Mama Ifeoma, family. She is still here because her hands were not clean. The one she wronged cries out, and the house remembers. And then the visions began. Adana would wake to find herself outside, barefoot, standing beneath the udala tree, the earth cold beneath her feet, her hands muddy, a name on her lips that wasn't hers. And in those moments, she wasn't alone. Ezioku whispers, you buried truth with her bones. Now dig it up. The spirit was not her mother. It was older, angrier, a being tied to an ancient betrayal, a man once wronged, a man once buried. Adana's body would tremble with a voice not her own. She spoke in riddles. She sang in tongues. She screamed names no one remembered, except Mama Ifeoma. Mama Ifeoma, your mother hid a death, but the dead do not forget, and they do not forgive. The dog. Under the ancestral stool where Mama used to sit and crack cola for visitors, beneath the red earth was a skull, wrapped in faded cloth, with a rosary and a name etched on a broken gourd. Obiora choked. Jesus, what did she do? Tears filled Adana's eyes. The vision stopped. The air shifted, and for the first time in weeks, the house was quiet. But only for a moment. Mama Ifoma, softly. Forgiveness is not a prayer, it is action, it is truth, made visible. They gave the forgotten man a proper burial, a name spoken, a libation poured, and a bell rung 3 times before the sunrise. The next morning, Adana stood outside her home. The wind felt softer, the compound still, but deep inside she knew some spirits do not depart until they are heard, until the truth is no longer buried, until the living stop pretending they are alone. Mama was gone, and now, finally, she could rest. But the house would never forget. Adana whispers faintly, I heard you